Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the 10-2 podcast. You're here with your
Yes,
boy
sir.
MJD, and I'm here with Deucey, aka Deucey Bad.
Bad.
And we're in the building right
Yeah.
now, man. And today's episode, man, we want to start off talking about congratulations to those Cowboys, man. We had a victory
Episode
today.
2, baby.
The New York Giants. The score was 10-49. It was awesome. You know what I mean? They look like
Yes.
they should be looking. I've always said to myself, I know they can play at the level that they're playing at
Yes, they
today.
can, yep.
That doesn't surprise me in any kind of way. I do know that we were a little rusty on things, but of course, as you go on, you get better. And
Right,
this is the
yeah.
team that you need to get better against because you're talking about a team that's 2-7, doesn't really have the best record in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're at the last of our division. You're at the bottom, but also that you also needed this win too. You know, coming off the loss that we came off last
Of course,
week.
yes.
You
need
know,
that win,
coming off
yes.
that loss
You
right
needed it.
there.
Yep,
So,
you needed it.
yeah. So, you tell me your opinion about the game and what you saw today.
Well, in my opinion, definitely they were supposed to take care of business, and
Of
they
course.
took care of business.
Of course.
I mean, everything else looked smooth.
Of
You're
course.
supposed to look like that against the Giants.
Of course.
Nobody didn't think otherwise. And if you look different against the Giants, then we had a problem today. But
Exactly.
everything went well. I guess you could say it's easy like Sunday morning. So
Okay,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So
Exactly.
we had that
I'm telling you, after that victory, we were just doing this.
feeling.
We needed that.
We
We
needed
needed
that,
that
yes.
so bad. We needed that.
Yeah, you feel me?
But going back to the offense, man, they looked at awesome. CD Lamb had an amazing game
Once
today.
again, yes.
Had an
that's-
amazing game today. The offense was awesome. They were on point. It looked like they finally got things together out there. They finally, I feel like, took the time, went through. Derek Prescott went through his reads.
Right, yeah.
He figured out where he needed to put the ball at. He figured out where he needed to go with it, and he
Right,
went there.
of
And he
course.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some of the best passing that I've seen out of him in a long time.
Right.
I mean, he had one of those games today to where it's like when he passes like that, I have to ask myself, where has that been the whole season? Where has that been in the times that we needed him the most? But I mean, that's just my point of view, of course.
No, and that's right. And I think, but my question is like, everybody talks about we need another number two, big number two. We need Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
This 88 is showing you, please step out the way. I'm gonna take care of my business. I'm gonna get the ball.
Exactly.
It's
Give
going
me
all those
give me the ball.
all those targets.
Yeah,
That's me.
exactly.
Throw it to me.
Exactly.
That number 2, he gonna get it when I'm double.
Of course.
That number 3 gonna get it when he's supposed to get it.
Yeah. No, you're
And
right.
it's looking like that finally.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, man, we need number 2. Always had that number 2. We needed number 2. But we never had that special. Don't get me wrong, Dez Bryant was nice.
Yeah.
T.O. was that one, probably that one that you can't think of nobody else wide receivers on that core,
No, you're right. You're right. I'm looking at Prescott and I'm just like,
And then I hope in Prescott now, man, don't be afraid to just give it to that.
and I mean, he's just
Exactly.
taking those shots.
Mhm.
Taking
Make
them.
those shots, yeah.
Taking them left and right. He's just taking them. And I feel like that's what he needs to do.
Right.
He needs to have confidence in his arm. He needs to make sure he can get that
Right.
ball to where it needs to go. And when he does, it's just amazing things happen. I mean, you see
Right.
the results. You see the score.
And times get tough. Throw
Of
it
course.
to 88, man. You know what I'm saying?
Win indeed. Win indeed.
You
Yes,
know, like
sir.
you say, man, this dude right here is him. He's gonna
Yeah.
be him.
Yeah,
You
no
know
doubt.
what is it? His 3rd year or maybe his 4th? I think it's about his 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just his senior year, big man year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Grown man status. You know what I'm saying? It's time to shine. And I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And let's keep on doing it. And like you said, this game got no complaints. But hey, it was against the Giants. Y'all took care of business.
Yeah, no. I mean, the way he was playing today, it was awesome. You know, when you see things come together like that, you have to ask
Yeah.
yourself, where has this type of play been all season?
Right.
Where has this type of system been all season? Like why is it? I mean, don't get me wrong. The opponent wasn't the best opponent in the NFL or anything like that. But at the end of the day, why is it that we have those type of games when we know that we can only build off
Right.
of this, right?
Yeah.
We can only build off of this, right? Because I mean, yes, last week wasn't bad.
Of
We
course.
were right there in the mix every step of the way.
Right.
This week, we overachieved, of course. You know, we
To the
we
max.
scored when we wanted to. We got the yards that we wanted to.
Right.
I mean, we set him out the whole fourth quarter. We bring in the backup, you know, to get him warmed up. You know, which Rush
Tell me
is
when that happened.
he's awesome. He's awesome. Don't
Back
yeah,
up, doing what he's supposed to do.
exactly. So, but I feel like when they play like that, all you can do is ask yourself is more or less like, you know, when you're in the NFC East,
Right.
you know, you hear that
Well,
and you see him
exactly.
play like that. That's the feeling you get.
Right.
You
right.
know what's fixing to happen. You know what is fixing to happen.
And it is,
you know?
it ain't a different feeling than
Yeah.
what we used to get. Every
Yeah.
game is like a thriller. We didn't
Yeah.
know we were going to
Yeah.
win the game.
Yeah.
We didn't know we were going to lose the
Of course,
game.
of course,
I mean, it would be going back and forth, back and forth.
of course, of course.
I think this year it's been different, slightly different,
Yeah,
but kind of the same.
of course.
We're knowing what we're getting.
Yeah.
We're not looking bad against the bad teams. We're taking
Of
care
course,
of business.
of course, of course, of course, of course.
Beating them.
Exactly.
But other than the Cardinals, don't get me wrong. I think they have been having our number. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong.
of course, of course.
If you say all Cardinals are a bad team, no, they've been having our number since 99.
Yeah,
I mean, ever since then. But I'm seeing a different season. And yes, the offense is taking a while. But
Of
hey,
course.
look who's calling it. A old school offense coordinator. And
Of
he
course.
needs to get it together. Hey,
course.
come on, man. This ain't you and Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, doing plays and down in
Of
Green
course, of
Bay.
course,
Come on, man.
of course.
Let's get it together. Let's get with the times. And yes,
Yeah,
mix in what you know.
because when you
brighten it.
play to that standard,
Yes.
right, and you play that good,
Mhm.
right, all we can do is just ask ourselves,
Another one.
Another one, right?
Another one.
like that's we just want that. We look for that consistency, right? And when you don't deliver, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
Right.
When you're playing against teams like that, and don't get me wrong, Giants, like I said, weren't good in any kind of way. They have their quarterback situation going on
Right.
back there. They're playing
Right.
carousel on that ride. Trying to find out anything they can
Right.
get. Right? They're throwing anything against the wall and see if it will stick. But when you're playing that good and you're showing that you can have those expectations, because that's what we're looking at. We're like, oh, they scoring for now. Oh, this is the offense that we expected. This is what we know
Yeah.
we can do. We can
Of
do
course.
this. And it's like, okay, but they do have I think they're undefeated at home right now this season. I think they haven't. I think they haven't lost the game yet this year.
Haven't
at
lost
home.
the game.
At home. At home.
No.
At
At
home.
home,
At
yes.
home. At home. Don't get. I know what our record is. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I'm not
no.
saying that, but I'm
But
saying
you-
at home we haven't lost the game yet.
And with you by saying that by this year, they even have like 11 game winning streak at home.
Exactly.
Somehow,
Exactly.
some
So
way.
what does that tell you? What does that tell you? What does that
Right.
tell you? What does that tell you?
Right.
That shows you that the casual fan shows up. That shows you that the fan that is there for you. I mean, because people don't understand home field advantage has a lot to do with it too. When you're playing
It's
somewhere,
gotten that way.
when
It's
you know when
gotten
you
that way.
wake up, you don't have to take that long drive to the stadium. You don't have to hop on a plane,
yeah.
stay in a hotel.
Yes.
It's like you're right at home. Everybody at the supermarket, everybody that's at Lowe's and Home Depot, they're waving at you
Yes.
and hey,
Yeah.
how's it going? They're just it's a
Yeah,
different
but-
feeling when
and
you're playing at the house.
And it is different feeling now.
Yeah.
But don't you? I don't know about you, but I know I had a different feeling about the Cowboys home game.
Of course.
I feel like at times when the first got the new stadium,
Of course.
it didn't feel like a home stadium to them. It
At
was-
first, no.
at
I mean,
first
when
and
you
for a
have Eli
couple-
Manning come in there like that on the first
that
game,
and
opening
a couple
the
of
stadium,
years, a couple of years,
and then he signs the wall as he's leaving.
Right.
Come on.
that, and different teams going in there
No,
thinking,
you're right.
this ain't your house. This is something that Jerry built. This not your house.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just play here, but but it's gotten to where
Yeah,
it's a home field advantage, and
no
that's
doubt.
a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I feel good at home.
yeah.
Finally,
No, you're right. You're
that
right.
home base team, that out of town team is not going to show up more than them Cowboy fans.
Of course,
You
of
know what
course.
I mean?
And I mean, give a shout out to the defense today, which doesn't surprise me. The defense
No.
always
Shout
comes
out,
through.
yes.
Always, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like they always come through. I mean, when you're taking
2-6.
picks like that and you're taking them, it's
Deron Bland.
I mean, come on, it don't get any better than that, man. I mean, when you see the defense playing the way that it's playing, it's awesome. I mean, but that's to be expected by the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
That's to be expected. They put the D in Dallas. They put the D in Dallas for
right,
sure.
right.
But despite all that, I mean, it was an awesome game.
Mhm.
I mean, I think we got what we wanted. We also took the time and to okay, let's try this play. Let's try this play. Okay, let's put in the back of quarterback.
Right.
Let's get let's get him loose a little bit. Let's let him get some playing time today.
And all that, and now that being said, we did that, and
Yeah.
we accumulated in offense about 400 yards.
Of course, awesome.
Yeah, yes,
Awesome.
against the Giants, but
Yeah, you're right.
hey, I would be looking at us. We barely got 200 against the Giants. Come on, man, we're supposed to do that.
No,
We
you're
did
right.
what we were supposed to do today, and that's a good feeling. Now, next week we'll talk about the Carolina, game next week.
Of course,
But today we'll take this dub.
we'll take it. There's
We'll
any
take
way
it.
we can get it.
We'll take
Any
it
way we
anywhere
can get it. I don't
Right,
care if
right.
like you said, winning is winning.
Mhm.
Matter if it's by a mile or a quarter mile. Winning is winning. So, I mean, when you come through and you get things like that done on that end, then you can only sit there and ask yourself, like,
Yeah.
don't be surprised if the expectations are higher next week. Okay, you're playing against the Carolina Panthers. Have one of the worst records in the NFL right now. They're playing with a rookie quarterback. Don't be mad at us if we expect more from you this week coming up. All right, don't be mad at us. All right, but on another note, you got Sunday night football coming up.
Sunday
And I mean,
night.
you got the Jets versus the Raiders. Neither one of them have, good records.
Right.
I mean, they're both 50-50, 50-50. I don't know why you would even make this a Sunday night game, but it is. And I mean, it's just what. Like I said before, you can't change the schedule. As
Right,
bad as
there
you want
go.
to, as
Yeah,
bad
I
as
was
you
about
want
say,
to,
you can't change the schedule.
you can't change the
Which
schedule.
sucks. So
You
much.
can't change the schedule as bad as you want to.
Yeah.
When you watch things like that, all you can do is just tell yourself, it's like,
Finish him.
It's just get the season over with and go ahead and
Finish him.
Right.
get the it's like when you get games like that, because who wants to spend their Sunday night watching two teams that really aren't even playing for any position whatsoever? I mean,
Not
they're
really. No, I mean maybe the Jets, maybe, but the Broncos are out of there. They're not taking that.
I guess you're right.
They're not taking the AFC West away from Kansas City.
Of course,
New York, like I said,
no way they're doing that.
New York, even though they're 4-4,
Yeah,
they had so many games now because everybody had wanted to go see Mr. Rogers
yeah,
every weekend.
yeah.
They had all those primetime games
Can you
for him lined
imagine
up.
when they signed them, how they just sold out their tickets?
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about $100 ticket went to
And-
$200
and
tickets.
TV sold out. Look at it. Look
Yeah.
how many games
Yeah.
are lined up. Well, last week they had a Monday night game.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And they come back and go play a Sunday night game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think the Jets thought they were gonna just,
To infinity. And
Right,
beyond.
with Mr. Rogers.
they
Right.
that's what they thought they were gonna
That's
do.
what they was gonna do.
Yeah.
And I mean now, okay, you can't, like we said, change the schedule. It is what it is.
Of course.
It's football.
Yeah.
I mean, like guys like us, we do watch it and do
Well, I
check
mean,
out the games, but it's
it's-
gonna be one of those games like you said.
Those are hard games to watch.
Right.
Those are hard games to watch, and
Let me go to
and they have talented talented players on both sides of
Right.
the field. Both sides of the field, on the Raiders and on the Jets. That the Jets, they do have an awesome defense. They have
Still, yeah.
Yeah, they have an awesome defense. We can never forget about. I think that's what's keeping them in it right now. That's what's keeping you at 4-4. If it wasn't for their defense, you'd probably be 2-6 right now, if I'm
Right,
not mistaken. And I mean, the Raiders. Where do you go with that? You got an interim head coach. He comes in here, is Pierce, I think it was. He comes in and he says, "Oh, we're going to go with a different, and we're going to show them. We're going to be glad to be players." And then they come out and lose.
Same old thing.
Same old thing. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Like, or what do you? I understand. Like, that's why they say don't put your foot in your mouth. Don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash. But the thing is that when you're talking like that and you're saying those type of things, we're expecting you to come out, right, and play at a level that you're making it seem like that you should be playing at, but you don't play at.
Right.
But I mean, that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're two good teams. Fairly good teams. I apologize. But, they're both trying to figure out their way. And I just feel like for the regular fan watching football tonight, I feel kind of bad because, you're not really getting the game that you want to get unless you're trying to make up. unless you're trying to make up for the early games. If you're out there and you're a betting man and you're out there and you're betting, unless you're trying to make up for what you lost earlier today, I think that's the only reason why you're betting on this game tonight, or if you would have any interest in watching this game tonight. I mean, shout out to Greeny, ESPN, but I'm sorry, man, your Jets. They're just not looking they're just not looking like how the Jets. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's just my opinion. Go ahead.
Exactly, but who are you taking though? Are you taking the Broncos or are you taking the Jets? And I'm going to go slightly to the Jets. I mean, somehow, some way, they will pull this off. I'm not going to say they're going to go in there and do this and do that. They're going to find a way to win it because Broncos haven't shown that they could find ways to win.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I mean, as far as tonight, I would take the Raiders. I mean, if you're asking me, I would take the Raiders.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
It's the Jets and the Raiders?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
I would want
Yeah. It's Sunday Night Football, Jets and
Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Hold on now. We were talking about
we
were talking about Oakland. I told you Josh McDaniels. You see what he did.
Sure right.
That's what I'm saying. Pierce he's an interim coach right now, and that's what I'm saying. He can't really do anything.
Jets and Raiders. And then
I'm just saying, if you're a betting man, I would go probably Raiders. I would go with the Raiders. It's a hard pick. But it's not like last week when the Carolinas and Bears were playing when I told you to flip a coin. It's not like that. It's not like that because they're both good teams. But I think the Raiders still have a chance to save their season. I think the Raiders still have a chance to do something.
What's the record? They're 3-5 or they're
I'm not mistaken.
The Jets
I think
are 4-4.
I think of 4-5. If I'm not mistaken, 4-5.
4-5.
And of course the Jets are 4-4. And you're probably saying, but if you're asking,
they have a chance to do a wild card.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying that they have they have a better chance to win tonight. To me, I feel like, but they also have a better chance of turning the season around better than the Jets do. And I just don't see the Jets doing that. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers isn't walking through that door anytime soon.
No, you're right. But I picked the Jets because just the Raiders. You don't know what they're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get out of them neither.
Yeah.
Maybe this new coach Pierce, he does light a fire under their ass. Last game they didn't. He talked all that and they didn't win.
Yeah.
But maybe this is a different game.
Yeah.
Primetime game. Let's show up.
Yeah.
Show me something.
Well, I mean, Monday night you got the Broncos. You got
Monday night. Yes, you
got the Broncos and you got the Buffalo Bills.
Another primetime game.
Another primetime game that isn't worth watching. I mean, to my opinion, it isn't. I mean, it's not in any kind of way.
No.
I mean, it's just. I don't know. I mean, you Sunday night is the Raiders and Jets, and then you get Monday night. Monday night prime football, Monday night football with Troy Aikman, and you get
Mr. Joe Buck.
Yeah, that's right. You get the Buffalo Bills, and you get
the Denver
Broncos, and it's like it's funny, but I mean, I just think to myself like, Russell Wilson, he came over, didn't do anything. Then you got Sean Payton, who's the head coach,
right?
Isn't doing anything,
right.
And you would think both of them would be trying to help each other out, at the end of the day, but they're not. They're trying to. In my eyes, I'm like, they're trying to see who's going to get fired first, who's going to leave first. That's what type of marriage it is right there. Yeah. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's like, I'm not leaving. Well, I'm not going. I'm not. I just bought a house here. Well, I just bought a house here too. I'm not leaving anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But it's like,
Dion's here now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I want to go see Dion.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but I want to be around some type of winning. That's what he's saying, and they're not doing as well themselves.
Well, yeah,
I'm pretty sure Dion and his program, they're going to get it together.
Exactly. More than what you.
Oh yeah, because there's other programs that we're going to talk about at the end of this session. I'll tell you right now, they need to get it together. But getting back to the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos playing on Monday Night Football, like I said, you're just watching a game that's really not going to go anywhere. No. I mean, I'm sorry to that fan, to the actual viewer, that you got to watch this game. I wish I could do something for you. But, I mean, what you're getting a quarterback that's past his prime,
Wilson.
Yes, exactly. And then you're getting a quarterback that hasn't made it to his prime. I mean, he seems like he's right there.
Yes,
he seems like he's right there, but he hasn't.
Top.
He has. I don't feel like he hasn't hit that. No. He's hit a wall. No. Boom. Josh Allen has hit a wall. Boom. He hit a wall, and he's down for the count right now, and he needs to figure things back out.
In a division that's anybody's right now.
Of course.
You know,
I mean, yeah.
they're 5-4. Like I
Yeah.
said, the Jets win this week tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all got a problem. Y'all need to win tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the Jets leading division. So I mean, the
Yeah.
Bills needs the. I must just say, as teams who needs it the most are the Bills.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. If there's anybody who needs to win,
Monday night,
it's the Buffalo Bills.
right? There you go.
I mean, in general, if anybody who needs to win, it's them. I mean, because you knew what to expect already coming out from Chicago. You knew what to expect coming out of Carolina. You knew what to expect coming out of, the 49ers. You knew what to expect, out of certain teams that are coming. You already kind of had that expectation to be like, okay, they're gonna bring everything they got because this is their year. This is the year that they feel like that they need to do what they need to do to make it to the chip. And right now, I mean, the teams that are trying to figure out, like the 49ers today, they end up winning. They had, I think it was that Chase, if I'm not mistaken. He just got picked up by them.
Yes, from Washington.
Yeah, from Washington. Yeah,
yes.
I mean, he had a great game today.
Yeah, that looks kind of scary, man.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
man,
it does.
you know,
It does.
whoa,
It does.
hold
It
up
does.
there. But
It
I mean,
does.
we give it to him.
It does.
I'm gonna clap my hands for him. But we'll
Yeah,
see
no,
where that takes him.
for sure, for sure. And I mean, but when you see things like that, you can only ask yourself, what does the future hold for us?
Right.
So, but you got to play through everything.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Things are moving around in the NFL league right now. Teams are looking different. Look at the Texans.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're winning.
Had a great game today.
Had a great game. Another one today.
Yeah, no, another one.
And against a
Exactly.
pretty good opponent.
Exactly.
So I mean, the league is changing constantly, and teams are doing what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you see teams playing, and you see some players, they know that like, of course, like today, the New York Giants game, right? I mean, we're watching it, but on the sideline, you can see, the wide receivers having, conversation with each other because they're showing frustration.
Yes.
Which I think happens when you're on a losing team, and you're trying to figure out where you're going, and you start seeing, like, is this team gonna hold this together? Are they gonna break apart at the seams?
Right.
And I really feel like that's what we're getting Monday night from Denver Broncos. They're a team that's broken away from the team. They don't believe in their head coach. They don't believe in their running back.
Apparently, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, when you're hearing stories come out saying that the quarterback has his own office, like,
Own office?
like he has his own office. Like, he don't even hang out with the players. I mean, that's what I've heard. I mean, so it's just one of those things to where, how do you ever expect to build that team camaraderie when you don't even have the people in there? And then you come out, and if you perform on Monday with looking bad, everybody's just gonna and I mean,
Right.
That's what, when Denver Broncos signed Russell Wilson for that contract, everybody was this. Get that money back, my brother.
Give it back.
But what can you do? I mean, when you invest that type of money into a quarterback that you think is going to come to your city and take you to another level, I guess they figured they were getting a Peyton Manning type of thing. Not comparing him. I'm not comparing him to Peyton Manning in any kind of way. No, I'm not comparing him to Peyton Manning in any kind of way.
No.
But what I'm saying is that I guess they thought that's the deal that they were getting. You get a veteran quarterback to come in. You got a veteran. Yeah, exactly. You got a veteran coach, who's won a Super Bowl. He's won it with Drew Brees. A very short quarterback, and Russell Wilson plays in that same. And he's like, you know what? That does sound like a great idea. You're going to actually give me a quarterback that reminds me of Drew Brees, and I'm gonna go coach for him, and we're gonna win a Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's the pitch John Elway pitched to Sean Payton. I'm pretty sure he says, "Look, check this out. We're gonna get Russell Wilson. We're gonna have you come in, and it's gonna be like the good old days. You're gonna take us to another Super Bowl, and you're gonna do the things that you need to do to get us there." And it didn't work out like that.
Oh no,
no, it didn't work out like that.
And it's not
Exactly. In any kind of way, it's not working like that. But I mean, to get to Thursday night football. You got the Bengals that are 5-4. You got the Ravens that are 7-3. They just won today.
the Ravens. I think they were lost. They just
they lost to the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, both.
And they lost. Yeah, exactly. They lost to the Cleveland Browns. But I mean, you have the Bengals that are, like I said, 5-4, and you have the Ravens that are 7-3. That are a division game, and that's Thursday night. Now that's a game. That's a game that's worth watching. That's a game that's worth taking your time, getting yourself situated, and watching. Because when you have two teams like that are playing, I mean, they don't get me wrong, they might have lost today, both of them.
Yes.
So that's
Right.
what makes this game even better.
Yes.
That's what makes
right.
it even better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want them to get into a slug match. You want them to get into a gun match. You want things to start going left and right. You want to start hearing it.
Hey, them shots going off, man. Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what you want to hear. You want to know it that it's time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, when things like that happen, when you get those type of games on your schedule and you see those type of games that are coming up, you start thinking to yourself like, I really want to get more of these type of games on Thursday Night Football. Right? Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you can predict the type of year they're going to have, but those type of games mean something. They're going to where, okay, I know you're good since you've been in the league, which is Joe Burrows, right? You got Lamar Jackson, right?
Both.
Exactly. So, I feel like Lamar's on the other side. Like, you came in this league a little bit before me.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit after me. People are saying you're the next one to go, you're the next one to blow. I got to show you that when you step on my field or when you step on the same field as me, that I'm that top tier athlete that you need.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know he hasn't been to the Super Bowl or even the AFC Championship, which is Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I know he hasn't been reached those yet, but I know he's on his way. And he plays. Sometimes he plays out of this world, and sometimes he plays like he's in this world. So, and those are the things. Those are the things that I look at. But despite all that, to see those type of games come on Thursday night, those are the games that you want. But who do you have winning Thursday night? Who do you have? You got the Bengals and the Ravens. Who do you have winning?
Who do I have winning? Is like I look at it sometimes when I'm, obviously it's not my team. I look at it what team needs to win more.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at the Ravens that just lost against another division opponent against Cleveland.
Of course.
So did Cincinnati, but they lost against the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
But you're looking at a team like Baltimore that needs to get it together, together, win this game, start looking like that team that Cincinnati once was, and get yourself across that line to the Super Bowl, to the championship game, and get you there. You know what I'm saying? You just saw them go a couple of years ago. They're in your division.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And Mr. Lamar Jackson, you want to be somebody top tier, be paid like him. Yeah. Or show Baltimore that you can win like him.
Yeah.
And that was the issue that they had this offseason.
Yeah.
Contract disputes.
Yeah.
You think you're worth something, but like everybody else, what you done for me lately?
Of course. No.
Yeah, you got us success, but we need that real good success of making it to the championship game, NFC, Super Bowl and stuff like that. So I think Baltimore, I'm picking them.
All right, man. Well, that sounds great. Well,
we'll get this time to give the shout outs right now.
Yeah, exactly. We want to thank everybody for taking the time and listening and taking the time to, fall in and follow us. And hopefully y'all like the content that we put out. But before we get out of here and we cut things short, man, I know you heard the news today just like I heard it. Jimbo Fisher might be out on his way.
Bells, come on,
man.
Come on now.
I know we're in the home Aggieland. Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Exactly. So
let's get it together.
Yeah, let's get it together, man. When you pay a man that type of money, what do you expect? You know what I mean? So
80 mil, man. Come on now.
No, for sure. But we do want to thank everybody for taking the time to tune in with us. And if y'all get an opportunity, like I said, follow us, subscribe. If y'all have any questions y'all want to send to us via email, y'all can reach us at the 102podcast
right now,
979.com at gmail.com.
Yes.
Also, if y'all want to follow us on YouTube, look up MJD and Ducey. You can find us right now under that tag if you need to find our channel. But, we hope to see y'all. We hope that, like I said, that y'all stay in tune, man. And that y'all want to hear these opinions, man.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to get more social media platforms put up, right now. But that's what we got working right now, YouTube.
Yes,
We'll get the Facebook thing. We will get the Instagram thing.
Yes,
we'll get it together. You feel me? So
yes, sir. Don't do it like that, baby.
Victory Sunday,
Yeah.
baby. That's how it's gonna go down,
Exactly. Well, we want to thank y'all for staying tuned to the 10-2
Thank y'all,
podcast.
man.
And like I said,
The 10-2 podcast.
y'all get an opportunity, man. Check us out. We'll be waiting for y'all comments. We'll be
JD
waiting for
Inducer,
y'all questions. So we'll be on the lookout for y'all, man. So in the meanwhile, stay safe, be safe.
Be blessed.
And like you said, how about them
Stay blessed.
Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, sir.